This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, and the stories that leads today's show are as follows. Getting ready to get on an airplane for the holidays? Know your rights as an airline passenger. We're going to talk about an $800 Amazon-powered robot. Yeah, it's kind of like that thing on your desk that we can't say that starts with an Alexa. We're going to talk about a search warrant that Apple got. We're going to talk about robots as companions. And we're going to talk about some wild selfie claims that are being made out in space. Of course, all the news of the day. I want to welcome you to episode 1242 of the Geek News Central podcast for Monday, November 20th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider or paypal.me/geek news. You can pick up Ohana gear at cafepress.com/Ohana store. I want to give a warm welcome to all the brand new listeners of the show, and I want to encourage you to take time to get over to geeknewscentral.com. Check out all the great content on the website. This is a great way to get introduced to the type of stuff that I covered during the show, as well as give you the opportunity to subscribe to the show. You can do that right there on the right-hand column with Apple Podcast on Android, via email, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, or via an RSS feed. And really, there's multiple ways to stay connected with the show, but the main thing to do is get subscribed to the show. That's the most important thing. You can get signed up for our newsletter as well. Our newsletter is on the webpage, and a link to that, so you can get signed up for the newsletter if you so desire. But again, I want to welcome everyone to the show. Got the wind's blowing like crazy here today. And I'm hearing just a little bit of mic feedback from that. That happens sometimes when the wind's really blowing. So I hope that the sound is okay for everyone. But I got a great lineup for you today. But most importantly, if you want to reach out to the show, you can do so via Twitter at Geek News. Or you can email me here, geeknews@gmail.com. That's one way to connect with the show as well. So you can join our Slack channel by sending us an email. Let us know you want to be part of the Slack channel. Of course, you can follow on Google Plus or on Facebook just by searching for my name, Todd Cochran. You can watch this show on the Roku via the Tech Podcast channel on Apple TV. You can listen on the Amazon Echo by telling that device to play the latest edition of the Geek News Central podcast. You can listen on Stitcher. You can watch or listen on Blueberry.com. You can tell your Google Home device, okay, beep, play the podcast Geek News Central. Partner shows include No Better Than Average with Jacob and Jeff, the Gadget Professor, Mr. Don Bain, the Pro Gear Site with the GNC Time, the New Media Show, which is put on by Rob Greenlee and myself, talks about the podcasting space, and of course, the Podcast Legend Show. This show has the longest running continuous sponsor of a podcast. Of course, that's with our good friends at GoDaddy.com. And we want you to take advantage of all the GoDaddy deals that I've got available for you. So we look like we're shaping up to have a fantastic November by everything that's coming in so far. But you can get connected to these deals by going to geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. And when you're over there, grab a code. Use it on the GoDaddy site, whether it be 99cent.com's $1 a month economy hosting with a free domain, $1 a month managed WordPress hosting, again, with a free domain. All those are for the first year. $12 get you in and get you a free domain. Of course, 30% off new product purchases, $1 a month, a 1-month free trial of GoDaddy Website Builder, your choice of personal, business, or business plus plans. So definitely, if you're over there on GoDaddy and you pick up a product or service, you ever run into trouble, I want to hear from you. Let me know. I've got connections, so I can help you guys resolve problems that if you may ever have with GoDaddy. Those are rare and few between, but if they do pop up and you don't get satisfaction customer service, let me know, and I might do my best to get you connected in with the right folks over there to get you helped out. Okay, so I'm going to spend a lot of time today talking about chitter chatter. Of course, there's going to be no show on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. And I want to hope each of you that are here in the United States have a wonderful Thanksgiving with family and friends. Drive safe and enjoy the food, enjoy Black Friday shopping, and of course, the upcoming long weekend that's associated with that. So I know many of you are going to have a few vacation days or get some downtime. Of course, Cyber Monday is Monday. So get your, all of our credit cards are going to take a hit this weekend, won't they? But I'm going to use the weekend to get some work catched up or caught up. Matter of fact, I've been doing real good on getting my to-do list done. I got it whacked down quite a bit over the past weekend. But I'll be honest, yesterday afternoon wasn't feeling super fantastic. I'd had a good workout, but just kind of like, ugh. And then total insomnia last night. If I got an hour's worth of sleep, that will be so I'm running on empty here today a little bit. So my apologies, but just wanted. I never get insomnia ever, but wow, last night was bad. If I knew it was going to be as bad as it was, I would have probably have took some over-the-counter sleeping assistance. But by the time I decided that was a good idea, it was already 3:00 in the morning. So not a good thing. But still tweaking the studio just a little bit from the new Meta show this past Saturday. So we're getting it dialed in and finding some quirks here and there with the new setup. I've got some stuff that came in, though. I'm pretty GoDaddy, and this was non-related to the sponsorship. I said a few things on social media about GoDaddy and some experiences I'd had recently, and they sent me a little swag kit. They sent me a GoDaddy coffee cup, a cool coffee cup with what did they put in it? They put Mountain Hagen instant organic fair trade coffee. So I'll definitely be trying that out. They sent me a little widget. It's called a Zuru fidget device. So it's got ways that you can fidget to your heart's content. And then a box of cable clips. So thanks for a little swag bag. And again, completely unrelated to anything that GoDaddy had going on. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff here stacked up for review. So I'm going to be busy with that over the weekend as well. Another thing that I just got to show you this box. For those of you watching, they sent a little box stamped with GoDaddy on it. It's a small things, right? And for you that are listening, it basically has a computer with a trophy in the middle of it, then with the GoDaddy logo below it. That like it's a little winner's kit. This is smart of them, and it was just some stuff I did on social media. They had no idea again that that they sponsor this show. But anyway, anytime I can get swag from GoDaddy, the better, right? Okay. What else in my little stack here? I think that's about it. Not too much stuff. So I'm going to get into the content. One thing I'm finding is that what is the deal with Windows 10 and its insistent necessity to try to lock down your system even tighter firewall-wise? I mean, it's driving me crazy with this particular machine that I'm doing the show with. It seems like every get-go, there's something that happens. If let's say I reset the router or I reset the switch, all of a sudden it loses its mind and it's got to do a whole bunch of stuff. And network discovery, I don't get it. The old Windows networking stuff just worked. I hate to say it, with the Windows 10, broke. I'm not at all happy with the way this thing is acting. It's just driving me insane. It really, really is. Windows Firewall trying to take over when it's not supposed to. I've already got Norton on here. Norton's got its own firewall. I have malware software. I don't need any other assistance. Yet Windows is like throwing up blockades all the time. It's crazy. And I almost dread it when I have to reset a router or something, because I know that this specific machine here is just going to pitch a fit, and it just drives me nuts. is there like a conclusive guide to Windows 10 networking? Is there's got to be a way around all the stupidity this thing does and some extra tool. If any of you have anything, I'd love to hear from you. I'd be forever in your debt because it's just, driving me nuts. It really, really is. Okay, so tonight I want to talk a little bit about some stuff in the news, and the news cycle is pretty heavy. Boy, I tell you, the sexual harassment stuff, I saw right before I started doing the show that Charlie Rose is the latest one to go down. It's just it's every day there's a new name, and pretty soon there's gonna be no one left in radio, politics, or TV. It's gonna be all done. But article on Wired is good timed. There are rights when your airline screw up, and you should know that. In the airport, before getting to the legal stuff, here's a few tips. First, know your enemy. Some airports are prone to delays more than others. So if you're out flying or into one of the hubs in this article, be prepared. Also, make sure you're checking in for your flights 24 hours before the flight, because that's going to dictate if your flight is canceled. In most airlines, your sequence of who's going to get the next available seat on the next airplane. But the law says airlines must alert passengers to delay 30 minutes or more. But the U.S. Department of Transportation cautioned those estimates are not guarantees. Weather can worsen, mechanical issues can prove more complicated. If your delay is significant, I think my wife and my daughter are fighting in the kitchen. You guys hear it? I don't know if they're fighting. I think they're arguing. Hasn't got into a full-blown fight yet. If you think your flight is going to be canceled or delayed more than a few hours, call the airlines. Get on the phone. Don't go to the desk. Sometimes going to the desk, go wait in line. Sometimes making a phone call is faster. If you're on the tarmac, say the flight is in time, but the airline overbooked it, they're going to start bumping people, and they're going to ask for volunteers first, usually with the lowest price. And then they can raise that as much as 400% of your ticketed price. So, of your one-way fare. So just be aware that is a potential here. But upon arrival, if your bag didn't make it, report to the airlines immediately. And here's another thing I found. You are going to be so angry that smoke is going to be coming out of your ears. All right? So take a deep breath. 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, count. Bring the blood pressure down. Get your face off red. And when you walk into the baggage, lost baggage area, you be the nicest person in the world. Okay? These folks get abused. It's not their fault your bag was lost, number one. Number two, they are your friend. If you are nice to them, absolutely nice, smile, thank them for all their hard work, and you know that this has got to be trying, and sympathize, empathize with them, your bag's going to show up a lot faster, okay? They will go the extra mile. I mean, to the point of being, you don't want to be joyful. You want to also know that you're concerned, but they're going to do everything. If you're the person that walks in there and you're the monster, you are not going to win any friends. Now, another thing you can do is definitely after you file your lost luggage claim, call the airlines. They've got a number. You can say, I just filed my lost luggage. Do you see it anywhere in the system? They might be able to, even that person at that desk might be able to track it down. But again, be nice to the lost bag deal, all right? Now, the airports with most cancellations during the holidays is extensive, but O'Hare, Midway, Austin, uh, Nashville, Cleveland, Detroit, those are all high on the delay list. So if you're going through one of those cities, beware of that. But anyway, just another thing too, if your flight is delayed, in other words, if you've taken off late, let's say you're an hour late, and you know you're not going to make your connection, that internet on the airplane could be the difference between you getting a flight or not. All right, because you want to get ahead of everyone that's on that. You want to try to get to the front of the line, or the second the airline lands and they tell you it's okay to use your phone, you better have the airline's telephone number reservations on speed dial, because you can call them and you're going to basically say, listen, I'm still taxiing in, but I missed my connection. We were late. Can you rebook me? And sometimes they will have already rebooked you, but just that little edge, that 5 or 10 minutes ahead of everyone else that's in the airplane that's not thinking about this, could be the difference between you getting to your destination that day or not. All right. I always, if you have status, usually they've rebooked you. But I always, if I'm late, I know not going to make the connection. I get, if the airplane has Wi-Fi, I get on Wi-Fi, I go online and I try to see what's available to my destination, see how many seats, look for alternative ways to get there. I'll actually try to book a ticket. So that way, when I get on the phone, I'll say, hey, by the way, I noticed that flight 672 has 7 seats. Can I get on it? And it's like an hour later. Or I noticed that flight 324 connects to flight 124 that will get me to my same destination. Can you put me on that one? You'll save that customer service agent the time to look it up. All right. So anyway, good article to read on your way to the airport here. Okay, folks. There's an $800 Amazon Alexa powered robot. It isn't human sized, but this is something that a Chinese company has come up with. It's called Lynx. And Lynx is kind of cute. It cost about $800. And let's see if I can bring this up here. Yeah, that's updated. So let me see if I can bring this up here. And again, it's by a Chinese company called Ubitech. It's the first humanoid robot with Alexa built in. It does everything that your Alexa device can do, and it can set reminders, play music, has a few extra features as well. There's a surveillance mode that will allow you to take a 30-second video. So it's only 20 inches tall. So this might be something for the kids' room, and it can sing, dance. It can't teach yoga, but it says it can. And it has an avatar mode. You put the robot on a conference table for a meeting, and so there's a few things you can do with this. But it's $800, so it's not inexpensive, but it's kind of cute nonetheless. So if you're looking for a little more weird Christmas present, this might be the one. The shooting that happened in Texas a week or so ago, actually, I believe was on November 9th, so it's been 10 or 11 days. It happened on November 5th. So the Texas Rangers are trying to access that phone data, and according to court records obtained by the San Antonio Express News, the search was granted on November 9th for files stored locally on his phone, as well as any iCloud data that may exist on Apple servers. It's unclear whether authorities have managed to retrieve any of Kelly's data yet. Now, we know that Apple's policy on law enforcement requests for data is that it will only provide content in response to a search warrant issued upon showing a probable cause. The company faced an issue before with the FBI, a request to unlock a phone belonging to one of the attackers in the 2015 mass shooting that killed 14 people in San Bernardino, California. investigators were actually able to access that phone's data without Apple's help later on through a hack. But if he's got a newer phone, this may be a bigger issue. On November 8th, Apple said contacted the FBI. They said, we are shocked and saddened by the violence in Texas, and we join the world in grieving for the families and community that lost so many loved ones, Apple said in a statement. Our team reached out to the FBI after learning that investigators were trying to access a mobile phone. We offered assistance, said we would expedite our response to any legal process they send us. So we will see if this actually means that they're going to be able to unlock this phone. How does Google actually deal with a robot? No, I mean, not a robot, deal with a locked phone and supposedly unable to be unlocked. It's a good question, yeah? All right, we talked about the Amazon robot made by the Chinese company, but I found this is kind of odd. There was 2 robot articles in a row today, and I should have had these stacked one on top of one another, but that tells you how good my organizing skills are. Robot companions are just what the doctor ordered, supposedly. I thought dogs and cats were. I thought that was what patients needed in hospitals. There's a new robot called Boo Boo. He's great with kids. He plays Simon Says, reads books, and plays music. He's a good listener, and he can help calm a child's nerves before they go into a procedure. Boo Boo is, it kind of looks a little bit like the Amazon one. Not exactly, but it's kind of got that same motif almost. But, let me bring it up here for those of you watching. The one from the Lynx one that was made by the Chinese company was white and blue. This one is orange and white, and it's about 2 feet tall as well. And has a software program from a Belgian company called Zorabots. Boo can play games or lead patients young and old through their exercises. Healthcare professionals don't have to know how to code to work the Zora program. They can just drag boxes with commands in order they want on a computer. So they're saying that this is being very effective, and old folks are having a great time with it. Kids are having a great time with it. They're bringing it to elder centers. These robots are helping folks cope with loneliness. It's kind of sad when you say that a robot is going to help an elder cope with loneliness. It just makes one just feel bad. It really does. And I don't get it. I don't. What's going on here? How come you haven't updated? I was trying to show you a picture they were showing of some elderly folks that were, they're finally updated. Let me bring this back for those of you that are watching. My switching's a little slow today. I don't know what's going on. So we'll be investigating that. So anyway, people are having fun time with the robot. Paris Hilton. Yes, Paris Hilton has made the Geek News Central podcast for the first time, I think. Paris Hilton says she and Britney Spears invented the selfie. She said, when cell phones emerged, we were clueless how to use them. We placed them to our ears and hoped someone would talk to us. We poked them and hoped that some bright lights would shine. And when cell phones got cameras, we had no idea we could actually take pictures of ourselves on them. Oh my God. So Paris Hilton is claiming on Twitter, 11 years ago today, her and Britney Spears invented the selfie. Sadly, some other folks reacted on Twitter. There's a lot of other folks that were taking selfies as well. George Harrison took a selfie. Thelma and Louise took a picture. People are trolling them quite a little bit here. Winston Churchill took a selfie. Anyway, yeah. I don't know if she can claim that or not. That's like Al Gore invented the internet, right? Something a little more serious. One of the oldest and most distant objects in the universe has been discovered. Astronomers have confirmed the discovery of a star-forming galaxy 12.8 billion light years away that started forming within a billion years of the Big Bang that kick-started everything. Galaxy known as GO9 83808. was first spotted by the Hubble Space Telescope, but it only showed up as a blur. And they've been working on focusing, and they've been able to do that. But anyway, link will be up in the show notes on that for those of you that are astronomy types. Ford has unveiled its first plug-in hybrid police car. It can travel up to 21 miles on a battery alone. So I guess it still has a fuel in it. So when you're on a high-speed chase, and it can go 21 miles on electricity at speeds up to 85 miles per hour, making it good for silently sneaking around town. The battery takes 2.5 hours to charge on a level 2 charger, but it also has fuel to take them the rest of the way. And it doesn't look like a police car, to be honest with you. It just looks like a family sedan. They're definitely going to be able to use this for undercover, and you're not going to know. You're going to have no idea. Why are you not updating? You are slow. There we go. Come on now. So, it just kind of looks like a family sedan, a little 4-door. Doesn't look like a police vehicle at all. But anyway, that's been unveiled here at the New York Auto Show. Qualcomm has said that they may sell to Broadcom if share prices are raised to $80 per share. That's a $10 per share increase. And they said they were interested in buying Qualcomm at $105 billion. But raising it to $10, an additional $10, it's a big jump. So we'll see if what happens here. I'm imagining that $10 additional per share raises the price of that deal by many billions of dollars. I don't know, but we'll see what the stockholders say as this thing continues to move down the road. If you want to get a free Chromecast or a smartphone from Google, there's something new. It's called Project Fi. Project Fi has a referral plan that's going to be in effect over the holidays. And if you refer just 4 people to Project Fi, you'll get a Chromecast. If you send over how many? If you get 7 referrals, you get a Motorola Moto X4. That's a $400 phone with dual rear cameras and Alexa support. It also support Project Fi. So you have to go to the Project Fi website, you get a special referral code, and you can put that up if you're interested in Project Fi from Google. All right. It's been announced, or it's been rumored, that Apple's upcoming iMac Pro may have an iPhone chip in it. The newest iMac Pro set to release the new iMac Pro set to release, they don't say which month, will be Apple's fastest Mac by a country mile with 18 CPU cores, Radeon Vega graphics, 128 gigs of RAM. And it also may have an iPhone chip in it so that Alexa can respond even when the computer's off. So does that mean that you'll be able to power up Alexa, turn on my, not Alexa, Siri. Will you be able to tell Siri? Okay, yes, I'm sorry. Will you be able to tell Siri to turn your computer on? Computer's just sitting there listening to you. We got a lot of stuff that's just listening to us right now, don't we? But, the MacBook Pro Touch Bar uses a T1 chip that runs a variant of iOS, but this would mark the first time an A-series chip makes its appearance inside an iMac or any Mac. Well, we'll see where this leads, but could make for interesting development. Have you ever wished you could escape the internet? Have you ever wished you could just escape, from your phone going off and, all of those distractions that happen? It's pretty simple, right? We just turn our phones off, right? Well, KFC and Colonel Sanders, they've launched a lot of gadgets in the past, and they have launched and have available in a quantity of one what's called the Internet Escape Pod. It features a drumstick-shaped door with a massive Colonel Sanders at the top of it, and basically it's a Faraday cage. You can go in there and have, you know, 4 people very comfy together can have an internet or, electronic free time. Now, this looks like a kind of cool Christmas gift, but because they only have one, it's $10,000. So, someone out there who is a KFC fan, you can have it for 10 grand. Again, it's a KFC branded tent with a chicken leg for handle. This is just something that every shopper wants on their Christmas shopping list. I'm just telling you right now. Oh my gosh. I'm still not watching the NFL. This take a knee thing. Verizon may sign a new deal with NFL to expand game streaming rights, increasing the number of devices which Verizon can stream football games. So, according to people familiar with the matter, Verizon would also lose exclusive rights to air games on mobile devices, part of the deal. That means while Verizon customers would have more devices